Welcome to this edition of FM On Demand. I'm your host, Mike Pizalka. Today I'm speaking with Roy Pistone, Director of Food and Nutrition Services for the Citrus County Schools in Florida, who recently was named the recipient of the 2022 FAME Golden Director of the Year Award, for which he will be recognized at the 33rd Annual FAME Awards ceremony held virtually during the School Nutrition Conference on January 26th. He's joining us today to talk about winning the FAME honor and also about how his program has been overcoming the challenges of operating in the pandemic environment. Roy, first of all, congratulations on winning the FAME Golden Director Award. Let me start by asking, what does winning the top FAME honor mean for you and your program, especially given the challenging times we are currently experiencing?
Good morning, Mike. Thank you again for allowing me to speak with you there. It's a great honor to win the Golden Food Service Director of the Year Award. Very humbled. There are fantastic food service directors across our country that are meeting all these challenges regarding the pandemic. I know each and every one of them continue each and every day to try and meet these challenges that are going on, whether it's supply chain issues or staffing issues. So with that, again, you rely a lot on your staff. I am blessed to work with probably the most outstanding staff here in the country. And yes, I am biased, but they're the ones that make me look good. And again, we could have the vision, but they are your foot soldiers that carry out the mission of our program, which is to feed kids each and every day.
What are some of the things you've accomplished in the Citrus County Schools nutrition program that you're most proud of?
Here in Citrus County, again, we'd be considered more of a medium-sized school district in the state of Florida. A lot of what we've been able to accomplish here is renovating each and every one, basically, of our cafeterias and kitchen areas. We're a couple schools short, but we have a plan for that, and we will be finishing those up in the next few years. So that's been a great accomplishment for ourselves here in Citrus County. Another great accomplishment that I feel we've got here, and that's a reflection on our administration, from our superintendent, our assistant superintendent, and we are big on building relationships here in Citrus County. I can rely on any other department to help us out when it comes time to feeding kids. And I'll give you an example of that, Mike. During the pandemic, we all had to sit there and try and scramble. How are we going to feed our kids during this pandemic, even if things were closed? And I reached out with our transportation department, and the director and I have a very close relationship, and we figured out how we could transport meals into the community and thereby still feeding our community if they weren't able to come to the schools. Mm-hmm. In addition, during the challenges we are facing now that we are back in school, has been staffing challenges. So again, reaching out to my friend, our director of transportation, Marilyn Farmer, and we sat down and how could we help each other with that? Because again, trying to find drivers to drive school buses is also a challenge for a lot of school districts across the country. So we were able to fill substitute slots if we're short staffed. When they are done driving their morning route, they will come help us for a few hours, actually feed the kids during our lunch hour, and then they'll go back in and do their afternoon route. So it's been a win-win for both of us. We're able to give them a little bit more hours, and that's what our drivers are looking for, more full-time work. And we're able to fill that need, which is, again, to feed our children.
Well, it certainly is a challenging time. What are some of the other major adjustments you're making this fall in how meals are being served there and the menus that you're offering to ensure students continue to get the healthy, quality food in a safe way in this current environment?
Yes, sir. Again, I'm going to be biased. I've got the most outstanding dietitian in the country, Kelly Niblett. And Kelly does a great job with not only helping to procure food, but making sure we meet this meal pattern and the nutritional guidelines. We've been very blessed here that we continue to still meet those guidelines, provide the children the fruits, vegetables, what we would consider the center of the plate, with the grains and the protein that we need. And obviously, we don't have any difficulty procuring our milk and our juice. So while we've had to scale back maybe one or two option entrees at our different grade levels, we've still been able to offer choices and I've got the best management team of food service managers and associates around. So if they did not get the item that they were specifying and a substitute had to happen from our distributor, they still work their magic and make sure we offer very palate-pleasing options for our children, again, each and every day.
What is the biggest challenge that you're currently facing? You've mentioned staffing and products.
Yes, sir. I think I could probably answer for the entire country right now, and that's our supply chain challenges that we're facing right now. We are still very blessed here that we do have a distributor that's able to come help us out with that, and we are still getting supplies, and they're doing the best they can to, if we didn't get an item, they will substitute an item, but still they understand that need. And I want everybody to know that our distributors across the country are really working very closely with schools because they understand how important it is to keep our children fed. So they do a great job here in our county and across the state of Florida, making sure we have something on the plates for our children. And again, hopefully we'll continue to overcome these supply chain challenges that are out there and continue to do the work which we need to do each and every day, which again is fueling the future of our country.
Well, certainly there have been a lot of challenges and adjustments that have had to be made. Do you see any permanent changes in how school nutrition programs operate coming out of this pandemic experience, or are things going to pretty much go back to normal at some point?
That would be great if we could define what normal means anymore, right, Mike?
Yeah.
But I can't predict what the future is going to hold. What I do see is what we're all facing now, and that is to figure out ways in which we can do more of our own internal distribution of food. Because while your distributor might be able to come drop off food and supplies to your schools, they might not be able to get there as often as we would like, or maybe within the school hours that we like. So we have to be flexible, which I know most school districts are doing, and they do a wonderful job. Maybe you don't get deliveries during normal hours or normal 6 to 2 schedule. You might have to accept the delivery in the evening or allow them access to drop off the food during unconventional hours. Whether school districts are able to have their own freezer cooler, their central location of a warehouse to where they can go ahead and get less deliveries, but then go ahead and do an internal distribution of food. That might be something we might have to look a little closer into. Here in Citrus County, we're blessed. We do have a district warehouse and a district freezer. So we've kind of looked ahead of what we needed to do and made sure that warehouse and that warehouse freezer is filled with food to where if we have to go out and do our own distribution, again, we work very closely with our purchasing department here, where we have our own drivers that'll go out, our own refrigerated trucks, to where if we need to, we can deliver some of those products that are necessary for our schools to go ahead and feed our children.
Certainly interesting times. Roy, thank you so much for joining us today and giving us some of your thoughts, and congratulations again on the FAME Award.
Thank you so much, Mike. I appreciate the time. And to my fellow directors that are out there, keep doing the fantastic work that you're doing. I know it can get frustrated at times, but y'all are just making miracles happen. So thank you all for what you do each and every day to feed our future.
Absolutely.